Hi, everyone. It's Arthur here at Arthur Ease Your Mind here on YouTube. And welcome on Sunday. It's the 5th, our very first October show. And that means next month the clocks change. But anyway, it's okay. So it's October 5th. It's about what? Ooh, I'm running a little late, 3:39 here in Los Angeles. The weather's pretty nice. And I hope you've all having a great weekend. I'm glad you're all here today to stop by. There's been a lot going on. But before we go there, first of all, just a little bit of the quote unquote housekeeping. If I can find it. Tonight we're going to be doing political, and I hear noises. But tonight we're going to be doing political stuff and world events. We're not answering personal questions this time. I will be doing a show with Valerie, Dragonfly Crystals, on Tuesday. So if you have your personal questions, you can come back and ask them at that time. Okay. And then I'm also with Corian on Wednesday morning. So if you have personal questions, we can answer them at this time. But tonight, it's all about politics. Okay. And lots going on here. In the meantime, I've been talking about every month that Valerie and I do a Divine Insight Zoom event once a month. And they're on Saturdays, and the next one is November 15th. And October's already booked up. But guess what? We have a big surprise coming for you. That's right. So let's see if I can do this right. Ta-da! Yep, Val and I are taking our show and we're going on the road. That's right. November 2nd at the El Cortez Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. We'll be doing two shows, one at 11 and one at 3. It's the exact same setup. There'll be 10 people, and Val and I will read, and we'll do 10-minute readings, so it becomes a whole prayer circle, and we're doing 2 events that day. So go to dragonflycrystals.store, and all the information will be there. So it is basically the Zoom show on the road. It's going to be fun. Okay? And I promise not to charge money for selfies. Just kidding. So yeah. So that'll be, I'll post it on my board. Valerie have it on her stuff, but also on Tuesday night when we do a show together, we'll talk a little bit more about it. So it's going to be fun. Again, 10 individuals with Valerie and myself doing a prayer, like the prayer circle readings, where it's just one-on-one for 10 minutes. And then that's for 2 hours, and then a break, and then the second group of participants. It'll be fun. Okay. So there, and that's November 2nd. It's a Sunday. So there you go. I actually did that right. Can you believe it? So also, just a little bit of rules. No comparison to other psychics. Please do not ask me to validate or refute what other psychics have said. You can say, what do you think about this? But please don't phrase it as, well, so-and-so said this. Okay. And also a new one, because I love this community so much. No conspiracy theories. I'm happy to answer your questions, but conspiracy theories will not be entertained. They're not entertaining either. Let's keep it on focus on meaningful insight, guidance, and energy at hand. Keep this room going. Okay? So I hope you understand where we're coming from with this, because you guys are really great. You really, really are. Now, there's a lot of stuff has been going on this past week. Really? Do you think so? I don't know. Did you notice? I did. Anyway, the number one, the shutdown. We predicted there would be a shutdown. And what's interesting is how the Republicans keep spinning it that it's because the Democrats want to give free health care to illegal aliens. It's against the law. It does not happen. And so the Democrats are trying to go left, right, and center, trying to say that's not true. But now what I'm seeing is a lot of the Republicans are like not standing up as much as they were, because they're going to realize their constituents are going to vote them out. It's basically about the ACA. And the Democrats are messaging it. It is getting out there. People are going to start realizing that if there is no budget, if the budget is sold or signed the way it is right now, that everyone's premiums are going to be going up 75%. And it's going to hurt a lot of the red states. So it's going to get grueling. So this is what the Democrats are trying to shut this down. Now, somebody did ask a question saying the Democrats never speak up. They never talk. Yes, they do. They have been. The problem is the media has not let them speak. They've been doing some of the shows and they cut them off in favor of the Republicans and Mike Johnson and all that kind of stuff. So the thing is, you know what the truth is, okay? Now, voting is right around the corner in some states for things. It's time to vote Democrat, vote blue no matter who, okay? Now, also, it was funny. I had predicted at the end of September that I saw generals around Trump. I also saw him in a gurney and handcuffed. Again, I said that was probably a metaphor. It's still happening in the way I see it. However, he was surrounded by generals at the last day of September. So that was partially correct. And the generals are not happy. Nobody's happy with what Hegseth and him did. And if you noticed, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Patton, with George C. Scott, where he's doing his thing and in front of a big American flag. And a really great trumpet solo written by Jared Goldsmith in the background. It was the same prop that Trump and Hegseth used. The exact same optics. You can't think of anything new, please. So the thing is, they just want to keep us scared. And we're not scared. It's like every time they do this, they want us to kowtow and say, oh my God. Don't. This too is going to pass. We're safe. We're stronger in numbers. Remember, let's see if I can find this. October 18th, Saturday, No King's Day. So go to nokings.org, find out where the activities are in your location, and go. Make signs. Do whatever. I'm praying that they're outside my window because I had so much fun last time. And but if they're not outside my window, I'll find out where they'll be. Okay? So we have more voices than they want to admit. All right? So don't forget that. Now, I do have some questions here from the posts. And one of them is, will Jon Ossoff win re-election? His seat was pivotal in turning the Senate blue in 2020. That's from Casey. I keep on getting yes, he's going to get it. It's going to be slim. He has a multi-millionaire and his pack running against him. But I keep on getting from my guides that the grassroots way that Jon Ossoff is going to win this, it's going to win. So I feel very strong in that. Now, speaking of races, there's a really close one next month, November 4th in New Jersey. I've been asked time and time again who's going to win. There's a lot of mud being flown against the walls. But I still say at the end of the day, I could be wrong, but at the end of the day, I still feel the governor will win by a Democrat. I also feel this guy that's been just mudding the waters. There's going to be some stuff coming out with him in the next week from his own people. Okay. And she's going to rise above it. So I really feel I don't see we having a Republican governor for New Jersey. Okay? That's what I'm reading it. Okay? So, there you go. So lots of good questions. So let's head out and see what the questions are. And I have, of course, the wonderful Sherry and the delightful Walter in the background helping with questions tonight. So thank you guys. I couldn't be here without you. Well, I could. I just look like the village idiot, which most times I do. Carla, hi, Arthur. Will there be any consequences to the military who follow the illegal order and attack the boats off the Venezuelan and killing innocent people? This is an act of war. Actually, the soldiers or those responsible for letting go of the missiles, the bombs, whatever, that destroyed the boats, they can be held civilly responsible. They are shoring up lawyers as we speak. The government, said they cannot be held responsible. I'm just following orders, but the orders, if they were illegal, so they're working on that right now. So I do feel there will be some. How do I put it? There will be a price to pay for this. They're just not going to walk away like, okay, that was done. That was cute. No, not at all. Not at all. And I also feel that eventually when things switch over, that the Venezuelan families will be suing. Okay. Catalina, hi, Arthur. I hope we will have a wonderful time with us. Thank you. Will DeSantis and wife stay trial for what they have done with the money? Oh, I've been saying for the last 2 years they're going to trial. Over the last 2 years. And Casey has, remember it was during the hurricanes, and DeSantis said, don't give to the Red Cross, give to my wife's foundation. And then none of that money went to anything. Well, maybe to Air May's bag, entertainment purposes only. But it didn't go to the people. So that's what it's going to catch up. It's going to catch up to them. Yeah. It's going to catch up. Hi, Sherry Street. Hi, Arthur. Will the Western Seaboard states softly succeed from the rest of the country? Blessings. Now, interesting enough, back in the 60s, Jean Dixon had predicted the possibility of states quietly succeeding. She never said they actually followed through with it, but there may be an attempt. And I wouldn't be surprised if, it's talked about, but I don't feel it's actually going to happen. Okay. And Elise, hi, Arthur. Watching some TV hosts, Fox and others trying to scare everybody. You think? Others lying. Do they really deep inside believe what they say? Thank you for. Oh, they don't believe they don't believe a word they're saying. They do not believe a word. In fact, when there was the lawsuits with Dominican, and they pulled off all the hosts and the depositions, they were trashing the people. They were trashing the viewers, and it was not pretty. So no, they don't. They're just saying what they're being told to say. Don't forget, they also consider themselves Fox Entertainment, not news. So let's get over with it. Hi, Millennium. Thank you for the shows you do. You're welcome. What do your guides say about the impact of social media sites, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, on society and voting over the next 10 years? That's a good question. And what I'm hearing from my guides right this moment is that there will be regulations. Things are kind of like, it's like the Wild West right now. and people getting what they want. But I actually get, not through censorship, but things are going to be held accountable for what they're putting out there. It may take 5 years or so, but this idea of just putting out false information as if it's fact and then showing up on a president's Truth Social page as fact, that's going to stop. Okay? But that's a great question. Thank you. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Arthur. I know it's many months away from the energy shift constantly, but do you see things settling down or things still being chaotic on July 4th, 2026, as the U.S. celebrates 250 years? It's going to be still upside down, okay? If you're asking me if Trump is still going to be running the place, I'm not feeling it. So I feel there's other things in place. So the energy will be completely different. That's the way I'm reading it. Whether I'm right or wrong, that's what they're showing me right now. Okay? Hi, Kyle. Hi. Will Greta and the other humanitarians currently being held in Israel be okay? They'll be okay. They'll be okay. The more they say that, the louder the voice becomes. So it's all going to work out in the long run. Okay? She's safe. Hi, Antoinette. Will California stop remitting funds to the Fed starting now? You know, it might look fun and, wouldn't that be a great idea? But there are laws, there are regulations put in place. And, you know, I know Gavin Newsom has kind of warned about it, but it's warned. But I feel there can be some workarounds in time. But the moment, they just can't stop the funds. It would, there's federal laws in place. Okay. Hi, Diane Pryor. How do we get rid of Steve Miller and what happens to him afterwards? First, we got to get some roach motels, put him around the White House. He's small enough. And no, he's going to be going away. He really is. As soon as the Great Pumpkin dies, he goes with him. So, and I do feel that there will be charges brought against him, and I do feel jail time for him that he will not be able to talk his way out of. Okay. Put it this way, I never see him on Dancing with the Stars. Sutan, thank you. Thank you again, sweet Arthur. You really helped me remain in a kind, loving place. I'm glad. Because sometimes, honestly, I'm not in such a kind, loving place. I scream at people, and sometimes I get overly sensitive, like I did this morning. And so I apologize. I apologize to Walter and Arthur for becoming a little bitch this morning. So yeah, I get oversensitive. So it's okay. It is a loving, kindly place. Okay. I need new glasses, I swear to God. Oh, and by the way, somebody wrote me, I love your purple eyeliner. Or I don't wear. It's not purple. I'm not, what's her name from the Drew Carey show? Mimi from Drew Carey. It's just the way the lights hit. I mean, it's kind of cute, I guess. Kind of reminds me, there were a couple times when I was in New York City, and you just see this little wispy gentleman walk by with, white hair, and his purple little wisps in the side of his hair is Quentin Quisp from, if you remember the Naked Civil Servant. Yeah. But no, I'm not wearing eyeliner. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, since the public is now discussing Project 2025, what is the future for the Heritage Foundation in Trump's administration? Should we leave office? Should he leave office? They're the reason J.D. Vance is VP. It's like watching dominoes. One goes down, they all go down. Okay, and I see all dripping down the drain. So, and I do call it the Heretic Foundation. So, for entertainment purposes only. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Arthur. Russell Voigt has destroyed the lives of thousands of federal workers and their families. Will he be accountable? Will he go to prison? Thank you. Yeah, he'll be accountable. He'll deny everything, you know. I tell everybody to watch the movie about Nuremberg trials, you know, wherever it is, you know, I'm just following orders. I'm just doing what I was told to do. It's kind of like we're reliving a lot of this. And he will be held accountable. Because the thing is, a lot of this is his planning and his ideas to destroy these people's lives. You know, what is he doing? Giggling while he's doing it? It even makes it worse. So, hi, Arthur. How will the meeting with Minister of Canada, McCraney, and Mr. Trump go? Thank you. Well, I hear he's got a little whoopee cushion he's going to put down on Trump's. Never mind. It's more of the same. Trump just, I want Canada, and blah, 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 look what you did, look how great we are, and you're not even seeing how great and wonderful and all the things we do for you. Yeah, it's like watching a battered wife, a guy battering his wife, and the wife saying, you know what, we're divorced. I don't have to hear this anymore. I'm out of here. He's going to be great. Canada. Yep, going to be great. When will the attack on Oregon by the Trump regime end? When they're not able to get their troops into Oregon thanks to Gavin Newsom and his lawsuit, not allowing California National Guard to go into Oregon. So, lawsuits. Got to give it to the law. Yay. Hi, Mosey. I'm going to mosey on here and answer your question. Do you see Miller at all moving to disband Congress and consolidate power and decision making in the hands of the president or the shadow government? They can try. It ain't going to happen. Okay? I can see them now all dressing in black, pretending to be like we're doing kabuki theater. Don't see us. You don't see what we're doing. It's almost a conspiratorial like question. Like, is this going? No, I don't see it happening. Sorry, I don't. Hi, Sherry Weaver. What do you see happening after meeting with high-ranking officers in Virginia? Are they looking into what can be done with the whole crap show? Thank you. You know, all I kept when I was looking at that and scanning the room, it was just a very qualified WTF? I flew 8,000 miles for this crap? Others saying this could have been an email. You know, they were not happy. It just showed what amateurs they are and what disrespect they have for the military. The fact that he was upset that they didn't clap, well, that's protocol. You know, I don't know what protocol is. But it gave them all the time to be in the same room and compare notes, is how I read it. So I would wait 3-4 months. There's stuff that'll be coming out because of this. Okay. The commander-in-chief is going to have to follow a regiment and weigh in. And no, I don't think so. Hi, Donna. I'm wondering, what do you see regarding the eastern seaboard of the U.S. since NASA has discovered an Appalachian Mountains have unsuspectedly risen 9 feet in the past few months? The Earth is constantly changing. I don't see an earthquake. I mean, I see earthquakes, but I don't see a volcano or anything like that happening. It's the shifts. The plates are changing. And that's part of the global shift we're going through. What the government thinks about it, they don't care. They don't care. I can see JFK, RFK there going, "Ooh, this is cool, look." That's about it. That's all I can answer because I'm not getting more information on it, weather-wise or other thing. It is scary, but it happens. Good afternoon, Arthur. Will J.D. Vance pardon Noam and all those involved with illegal activities as president? Well, you have to be president in order to pardon people. So I'm going to say no. Hi, Arthur. Will the GOP be successful in gerrymandering more seats for themselves in Congress, or will the Dems be able to counter this? The Dems will be able to counter this. And it's going to get to the point where it just says, stop this, people. It's going to stop. Okay. Hi, Arthur. Thank you for giving us hope and insight in the crazy times. Well, you're welcome. Do you see a ceasefire actually happening and sticking for Israel and Hamas? I was looking at this morning. I want to say yes, but I have to be honest with you. At the very last minute, I think Israel does something to mess things up. So it gets delayed a little bit longer. It does eventually happen, but I just feel Israel does something at the last minute that messes things up. I could be wrong. Let's hope I am wrong. But eventually it does get taken care of. Okay. Hi, Anya. Is 45 the one who is pushing the agenda of troops and raids in cities, or is it someone whispering in his ear? Stephen Miller, the fat whisperer. Both. Didn't he ever, when he was a kid, didn't he ever have those little green soldiers you get to play with? That's what he's doing here in real life with real people. But it's just he's just trying to stoke his fear and his ego. It kind of reminds me of, like, what was it? One of the, I think it was I get them mixed up. I think it was an Outer Limits episode where the people land on a planet, all this stuff is going down, and finally at the very end, before they get killed, the mother comes forward. Would you stop playing with your food? Or stop yelling at the kids? I mean, that's what this seems like. He's a big kid, but he will be put in his place. Hopefully in a wheelchair, handcuffed with a white jacket that lets him scratch his back all day long. And Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff are in Egypt. Do you see hostage release and any peace deal, or rather reasons they might be there? honestly, it may look like they're there to do some deal. They're there. It's there for their own gratification, making some deals, signing contracts, you know, on buildings, resorts, things of that nature. Sorry. It may look like one thing, but it's all for their own personal growth. Will the U.S. continue to be allies with Israel when the rancid administration is gone? Yes. Yes. I think once Netanyahu is gone and once the pumpkin is gone, then things can happen again. Peace can be there. Oh, I've already gotten this question about thanks, Terry Weiss. Do you see Pete Buttigieg becoming Secretary of State? I've always felt him becoming eventually Secretary of State. He speaks like what, 9 languages? I mean, he's down to earth. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, I would see that. As opposed to little, let's go to the phone show, Marco Rubio. Anyway. Do you feel that once Mike Johnson's Grindr account comes forth, that other congressman accounts will show up as well? Thank you, Joshua. You know, there's no question that during the National Republican Convention in Milwaukee, Grindr crashed twice. There's no question that after the memorial in Arizona, that Grindr intake on Grindr went up, what, almost 3,000%, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I just wish for once the Chinese who own Grindr would make a list, check it twice, and give it to us for Christmas. Right, Benny Johnson? Entertainment purposes only. But the thing about Mike Johnson having a Grindr account, that's been, apparently some guy came forward and now he's afraid to do it because of lawyers and this and that and death threats. And he had the receipts, he had IPS addresses and all that kind of stuff. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And it's coming out, whether they want it to or not. You know, it's just like the other day, like one of the right-wing, ministers, big evangelical person. Yeah, he just got put away for child porn. So it's like, where there's smoke, there's fire. I believe it does catch up to them. Let's see here. Hi, Arthur. Do you see the shutdown ending in November before the holidays? Thank you. Yes, I do. I do see ending before the holidays. Yes. I feel it ending before, like I said, the minimum 8 days. He's going to try and milk it as much as he can, blame Democrats. When that's not working, then they'll come to the board. Don't forget, it might be Taco Tuesday. Melissa's dad. Hi, Arthur. Who will Gavin Newsom choose as a running mate for the next presidential election? Someone high profile, and I'm not getting an answer on that. I'm not getting an answer to that. I hope it's Rosie the robot from the Jetsons. So, will the war in Gaza actually end with the new agreement just announced? Eventually, Carla. I did see that at the last minute. Israel may want to make an adjustment to it. I'll put it this way. Netanyahu may want to make an adjustment to it. But eventually, I do think things can be ironed out. Okay? So thanks for asking. Firefly. GOP wants to release some of the restrictions for FDA so more unsafe food can be sold to the public. Will our food be safe? Only if it's fed to those in Congress, I think this should be done. They can try and do it. If they were to do this, it's on a temporary basis. It'll be undone in time. Okay? It's just these billionaires that don't like the restrictions. So they get smallpox. Who cares? I want another Tesla. You know, it's pretty bad. But I do feel whatever they try and get rid of, it will be put back in place. Okay? And I'm talking about it like towards the end of 2026. What are David Chali's chances of winning the Florida governor's race? Slim, but I actually feel it. Slim, but I actually feel it. It makes sense. And he knows the people. Will the Dems hold their ground or give in and let Trump them? No, they're holding the ground. They're holding their ground. This is the one thing they have. And they're going to hold their ground. And the thing is, the more and more people hear about it, the more, even Republicans, the more the Republicans are agreeing with it. So, yay. RSA West. Hi, Arthur. Are the atrocities in Chicago another tipping point in a series of tipping points? Will Noam and Homan and ICE agents be held accountable in time? In time. I mean, what happened? Well, that was fun. I don't know what happened. Oh, believe me, this was not like the other night. I was doing a show with Marina and Allie, and all of a sudden they were talking, and I went for 2 minutes. It looked like I was meeting my maker. Actually, I was meeting a guide, but people say, "Oh, you were sleeping. You were sleeping. Check his. Oh my God, he's a diabetic. Check his sugar." I really zoned out and channeled, so it was kind of freaky. It happens now and then. Luckily, not while I'm driving, but yeah, it was kind of scary. So, but that was not this. This had to do with T-Mobile, I think. Anyway, to answer your question, a series of tipping points will Norman Huffman and ICE agents. I will feel they will be held accountable for. The thing with Tom Homan, I still feel they're going to be going after him for his bribery of the $50,000 in cash to help other city companies in different cities. They have on tape, for Christ's sake. And when I saw, I mean, the images are horrifying of them ripping out children, zip tying them together, and someone goes, "Oh, those effing children." And some people were naked, and they were just ripping them out. And This is United States of America, and it's going to get out there. I wouldn't be surprised if in time now, if we start relaying those clips, that all of a sudden it's against the law to show those clips. No censorship. But no, in the meantime, it's going to get out there. So there you go. Hi, author. Is 45 running off from medical treatment or a regular basis, hence the disappearance acts? If so, how serious is the problem? Well, I don't think he's working with David Copperfield. So, time will tell. I mean, he's got great medical care. Look, they grew back his ear, for Christ's sake. You know, can't do that anywhere else. Maybe he has one of those, meta beds. Did you hear about that thing? We put out a fake AI. We have medical beds now. Take care of everyone. Get your med bed card. And it was all hoax. Please. Like, he has nothing better to do. It's a disgrace. I feel he's not in good shape. They pump him full of stuff so that he's like, can be the blubbering idiot in front of the camera that he is. But you can only do that for so long. I give it now. When I did that zone out with Marina and Ali, they were showing me lots of dates and lots of things, and they kept on saying October 17th. I'm not sure what October 17th is dealing with. It seemed to do with Trump, but other things that are being exposed that are going to help put him down. So we'll see. And the next day is No King's Day. So we'll see what happens. But his medical stuff is going to be coming out after he's gone, possibly, but it's going to come out. Will everybody be safe October 18th? Yeah. The thing is, this is for peaceful protests. Don't get in people's faces. Don't walk in front of people that have guns, that have rubber bullets. Don't walk in front of people with tear gas. Peaceful protest. Stay in your lane. And there's nothing they can do about it. If they try and to go into your lane, the one thing about today, everybody's got a cell phone. Yay. But in most all, I feel peaceful protests. Okay. Thank you. Jane, hi, Arthur. Will please predict something uplifting for I have the blues today. Like, I was going to listen to Louis Armstrong and stuff, some blues music. That always helps. Blue Man Group, that's fun. I mean, we're in the middle of all this. We're being consumed with everything left, right, and center. The only thing we can control in our lives is how we relate to something. So if you decide to run around screaming like Chicken Little, then I'm the one that says, sit down, it's only an acorn. Stop. I can understand where you're coming from. A lot of us are going through this, like another day, but that's what they want. That's what they want. And so after a while, you just have to realize, what is it that you want? What is it that you want to do? And as I've said, everyone, go to bed at night. And right before you go to sleep, the Neville Goddard technique of just saying thank you. Not saying thank you for what we have, but thank you for what's coming in to our world. And the universe is not going to bring us anything we don't want, but they're going to bring us stuff we need. And what we need now is democracy, sanity. So, oh my God, I keep on hearing Susan Powder, stop the insanity. So what I'm saying to all of us is right now, just in the collective, when you go to bed at night, don't go, when you go to bed at night, the last thing you're thinking about is what your whole brain process thinks about in subconscious state. So when you go to bed, think of things are moving forward. We're going to get through this. We have gotten through this. Read it as it's already happened. All right? And you wake up in the morning feeling just a little bit better. I'm not saying be Pollyanna, but it's just a thought. So have a pleasant thought and have pleasant dreams. Okay? It works, believe me. Buddy Byrne, question. Do you think the administration wants to shut down ACA to bring the business to Amazon new medical site? This is such a frightening thought. I've been with a company called One Medical Group for some time now. I can now use my Amazon account to log in to my medical account using my Amazon account. It's scary. Next thing, I'm waiting for them to say that I have to use their Amazon medical pharmaceuticals. But the thing is, shutting down the ACA is more about Amazon, more than Amazon. I feel they want prices to go up so that there are people that own, so they can say, "Oh, it's horrible, it's horrible. Let's privatize everything." Then all their friends come in, and whenever you privatize, you've got middlemen left, right, and center making money. It doesn't matter about you. It's all the little people are out in the cold, but all the other people will be making money. So that's what I think it's about more than anything else. But time will tell. Time will tell. Hi, would you like some medical insurance with your Prime? That's what I'm waiting for next. Cynthia, do you see any of Trump's administration implemented? Wait a minute. Do you see any of Trump's administration implicated in the Epstein files? For the Epstein's time, yes. Yes, it's going to come out. We need Andrew McCardle singing. It's going to come out tomorrow, Thank you, Teresa Spriggs. That's so sweet of you. We have 1830 in the room. Yes, I answered that for the 15th time, too. Will Trump RX go by the way, like all his previous endeavors? Well, first of all, he's no more Cuban, so we can't compete with him. Yeah. But just think about it. You can get your prescriptions, a flight, a room in Vegas, and some steak. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. But you may want to sign up for Trump University. Anyway. Right, Pam Bondi? Trish. Hi, Arthur and friends. Will Trump start attacking his non-supporters, and how bad will it be? He's already started. His non-supporters, he's attacking even his supporters. So the man opens his mouth. At this point, I just go, yeah, and ignore him. Hi, Arthur. What's the energy in the U.S. at the end of June 2026? So in other words, you want to know who's going to be in the administration in July 4th? Just kidding. I've always said that I feel the midterms, the House and Senate are blue. And in some cases, if there's the lawsuits the way I'm reading, some of those seats may be blue before the midterms. Okay? Trump disappeared on Tuesday for 7 days. And again, Tuesday, the 9th, on 5 days. Think he's getting medical treatments? If so, what kind? No, it's actually remedial reading classes. A little room. C-spot run. Something's being done. Maybe, the guys from the Manchurian candidate have to tweak the hypnosis, make sure it's the right things are back on track. The man's not well in more ways than one, so we will find out. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for the super sticker. That's so wonderful of you. Is the National Guard going to Portland? Nope. No, I don't see it. Gavin Newsom has a lawsuit. I'm going to have him. Civ. Hi, Arthur and Sherry. Oh, by the way. There. By the way, Siri says hello to everybody. I've been wondering for a while, in some of the gold used to decorate the White House is stolen, for example, from Fort Knox, or just total fake. It's spray paint. I worked a decorating show. It's spray paint, believe me. The gold will be too heavy. Okay. Lonnie wants to keep the gold for her nails. Okay. Sean, hi. I recently saw a news article saying that the military was brought in so they could use IA to assist their allegiance. Do you see that this is true? Do you mean use AI to assist their allegiance? And honestly, I don't think they think that far ahead. They just want a crowd, and then loyalty tests. But it ain't gonna happen. Loyalty tests are not gonna happen. Okay. Hi, Arthur and Sherry. Do you see? That's a yes. Well, I see the gal from Arizona being sworn in. Yes, I do. She's the 218th name on the list. Excuse me. It is October. Yeah, I see you signing the list. I see you being sworn in. Yes. Does Jane Goodall have a message for us? I know that this morning there was something that Sterling gave, something he had picked up. So I would refer you to go back to them, because I'm going to say the same thing. Because my paraphrase would be, Trump, you're effing idiot. Chimps have more to do with ruling the world than you'll ever have. Okay. Hi, Arthur. Do you see any blue states separating from the United States to start their own countries? Thank you. I wish they would in some ways, but I don't see it happening. Just as a question before about some of the Western states succeeding, Gene Dixon had predicted back in the 60s that something like that could happen, but it doesn't. She never said it actually completed. So it's a good idea, though. I mean, hell, I'd like to be part of Canada with free health. You know. Hi, Christian. The president of Mexico has been fighting the war on drugs. Do you see American being arrested on the border for bringing drugs and guns? I want to say yes to it, but then they'll change their last names to it's like making Spanish names, so they have to go back to the country, so they don't let them in the country. It's all it. Stuff is getting into the country because they wanted to. I'm sorry. That's the way my guys keep on showing me. So it keeps the things going. But it's all going to blow up. It's all going to blow up. In 3 years, a lot of stuff is going to be coming out, what actual truth is. With some great reporting, when people are allowed to report again, there's going to be a lot of stuff hitting the fan. And people will be paying the price. Okay? And because some people have paid the price with their lives. And that's all going to come out. Okay? Thank you for the question. Hi, Debbie. I'm from Wisconsin. Wanting to know if we will still have a Democratic governor. Yes. Yes. You betcha. Yes. Jolene, hola. Why so do they just go into prison and deport all the illegal criminals that they are persons, are prisons? Are you asking why aren't they just going into the prisons and deporting the illegals that are there? It doesn't make for good TV. That's what Trump's all about, is good TV. So that's how I'm going to answer that question. Hey, Arthur, do you see the pumpkin will send fake ICE and the military to New York City in upstate New York? Thank you. He can threaten, but I don't see it happening. You can see it threatening, but I don't see it happening. Will Trump declare martial law on the rubber duckies in his swimming pool? He may want to. I feel he may want to one time, but I do not see it happening. If it does, it's like for an hour, and that's the end of him. Just like what the guy did in Korea, South Korea, called martial law. A lot of it had to do about his wife's handbag and some money being lost and stolen. But it all came out, and he's now been ousted. So, yeah, I don't see it like that. If it is, hour. I've often been told specifically who's going to win New York. I'm just going to say a Democrat, period. Sorry. Hi, Arthur. Will Truth Social last long? There'll be hangers on. But in time, it goes way of MySpace, or Friendster, which was the worst, which was the first one. Hi, Arthur. It's scary they sent ICE to Chicago and threaten people like animals. Will they leave Chicago alone eventually? They did themselves no favors. They didn't do any favors with this. Again, the one thing that we have going for us is we have cell phones. So use them. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa, for the super sticker. Thank you very much. I think we have time for one more question. Hi, Raymond. Now that the farmers owned the libs and the oligarchs get to own the farm, will 45 give a bailout to farmers after he bailed out Argentina and their farmers are selling to China? Okay. Basically, the farmers are screwed. The oligarchs bought up all the land. And Trump saying he's going to bail out Argentina. I feel just on paper. I don't see him really doing it. And the farmers are selling their stuff to China. Not here in the States, but everywhere else. Brazil is now getting all their soybeans sold in China, which used to be a staple for the United States. Thank you, Mr. Trump. It's all a mess. But what I do feel here is there's something coming up October 17th that's going to put a light on a lot of things. The guides are not giving you exactly what it means. It's not a rapture day, okay? So don't worry about that. But they just told me the 17th. Hell, has anyone found any rapture foreclosures yet? Just asking. Ooh, rapture car for sale. Never mind. I just feel things are going to be moving forward. Okay. The 17th, whatever it means, it's not that far away. But to me, it was a positive thing. All right. So thank you for being here today. We went through a lot of questions, went through a lot of stuff. And I really want to thank you all, every subscriber, for being here. My channel's been growing thanks to you. And my wonderful members, my membership has been growing thanks to you. And I want to thank the moderators. Couldn't do a lot of this without you. And of course, without Walter and Sherry in the background. They're the ones that help with the questions. And if somebody asks one question, and then he asks 25 questions afterwards, they'll pick the one question they feel is best and then move on. I can't do this without them. It is a team. It really, really is. And I appreciate them so much, just like I appreciate you. So Tuesday, I will be doing a show with Valerie. We'll be doing personal questions. Thank you. Well, and then for the first time, I'll be talking to It's kind of like Dorian, but Morian. He's a medium that Linda had introduced. So I'll be talking to him. And then Monday, I believe, is members only. So that's when we get to ask lots of silly questions back and forth and have a good time. All right. So in the meantime, I'm here. If anybody's looking for a reading, personal readings, I've got openings in, I think October's gone. I know I have openings in November. But also, don't forget, mark on your calendar if you can. And it's gone now. Because of what happened with the computer. Let's see if this works. Here it is. Ta-da! Yes. Arthur and Val, we're taking the show on the road. November 2nd, Las Vegas. 2 shows only. At the Cortez Hotel and Casino downtown in Las Vegas. Just go to dragonflycrystals.store. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for being here. And again, I couldn't be here without you. So thank you. Love you all from the bottom of my heart. I really, really do. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others. And above all, have fun. And stay amazing. All right. Bye-bye.